Hello, my name is Virginia. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. We're going to do a daily reading today using the Deviant Moon, and I was inspired to use the Spirit Animal Oracle. I'm feeling beautiful energy from the animals today. I haven't seen a deer in my yard in a while, and if you've been here, you have heard me talk about them all the time and seeing mothers and fawns and how beautiful it's been. And it's oddly has been very quiet. It felt like for a whole month. And unfortunately, my dog, who I adore, Darby, she went after it. And so I was hoping that it would spend some time in the yard and eat some of the nuts and things, but it took off. So hopefully it'll be back. So I think that's probably what inspired this animal oracle today. So the first thing I'm going to do, I think, is go to the tarot card. Sit with the questions that you have or the energy that you're bringing into it, because each person is going to receive this in a little bit different way. So I'm asking what we most need to know, and I tap into the collective and my intuitive self, my higher guidance before each reading. So what do we most need to know in this moment? It's funny, I feel too far away from the cards. There we go. Now I'm feeling more involved here. Okay, so the first card, interesting. So this is the Six of Pentacles. And I find this very fascinating how each person brings about, a different energy in each one of the tarot cards, each one of the themes that they do. And a lot of times what you see is like you'll see somebody giving to somebody else. It always feels very, to me, it feels very benevolent. But this one kind of doesn't. And I don't know why. And I think it's because he has all these hands and they're all behind him. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's holding most of them and giving one away. Now, sixes are about, to me, about things here in real time in the earth. It's like, what are we working on right now? And again, this is Pentacles, which amplifies that. And this is somebody, obviously, that has elevated themselves above. That's the other thing that we're seeing here, is that this person has somehow or another achieved more. So has there been something in your world where you have felt like either above somebody else or that somebody felt like they were above you? Because if you have the latter, that doesn't feel very good. And I think that there is also something about this asking us to, when we have, it's a good idea to share, right? When we can, that the energy around sharing is always, it always feels good if you have it. Now, if you're coming at it from a place of lack, it doesn't feel very good. So let's go back and see if we can give it some more context. So have you been the benefactor of something beautiful or giving somebody else something? The Wheel of Fortune. So this is telling me that if you have needed to get help and support from others, that it's changing, that there is, the 10 is exactly where we are right now. It's like the wheel is changing things. If we had broken hearts or needy or death or whatever, that now the tide is turning and the shift is happening. If you've been the person that has been giving, maybe it's time to slow down and take a look. Maybe you're going to need to hold on to what you have, or maybe this is just bringing an awareness that we are going to have an opportunity here today or in this week where we're going to be able to change someone's life. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is all about, is changing the moment, changing the energy around it. And that's what it feels like. It's like kind of like this could be a beautiful opportunity for us to change somebody's life. And the Chariot, this 7, I've been getting 7s all day. I woke up to 777s. I have seen 7s all day. And this is the Chariot about moving forward. Now, this is one of the few chariots that does not have any movement, but what it is it's greatly protected. So what it says to me when I put all these 3 cards together is there's an opportunity for something to change. If you have felt like you haven't had enough, it could be that things are going to turn around in your life, or that you have an opportunity to really make a difference in somebody's life. And I feel like that it's going to create great movement. And bringing in the last card that we have here, which is the 9, which is really just an extremely abundant card. It's about being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being able to enjoy the benefit of having earthly things and support and family and money and all the things that are just kind of working out for you here in a very tangible way. And so it could be that what's happening is that the energy around money and having, and if you have felt a little bit of lack, it's shifting and moving very quickly into something where you're going to feel perhaps more protected, where you can move forward and really have what it is that you need. Now let's go to the spirit animals and ask to see if we can get a little bit more information around it before we sum up the reading. So give with gratitude and grace. Yeah. So isn't that interesting? That is, it has the 6 and the 1 energy, right? That is very prevalent here, right? So it's saying like this, it's something I said when we first started here. It's like, if you're giving because you have it and you feel really good, then it feels nice to do it. But if you're giving from a point of lack and being stingy and holding most of it back because you don't want them to know how much money you have, or you're going to give to them, but you don't want them to ask for more, so you pretend you don't have, that kind of thing. So it's asking you to make sure you give with grace. And in doing that, I feel like is keeps all of these things rolling. Now, we have a whole bunch of cards here, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay them out as I see them. The first one is Sing Your Own Song with Canary. The 1 and the 2, what that's telling me is that when you have things that bring you joy and lighten everything up, then you'll be able to sing, and maybe there'll be something that you can open up that will allow like more of you to be present. Again, we have give with grace and gratitude here. And then we have be generous of spirit. So they're kind of all saying the same thing. Take the lead. Time to let go of old things. Let it shine. And trust the great mystery. So the really, really beautiful thing is I feel like it's all kind of, there are 2 themes going on here. One is try to be generous of spirit and know that the tides are changing. And even if you're feeling lack right now, that things are shifting and you're going into a time where you're going to feel more. If you're already that benevolent soul, then you're going to be able to make even bigger. I think you're gonna make an even bigger what's the word that I'm looking for? Out into the world, a difference. You're going to make a bigger difference. And it's all coming about through this generosity of spirit, allowing you through having what it is that you need and feeling comfortable and confident that you can take the lead. You can let go of any outdated things. There's that right here under the Wheel of Fortune. 3 and 1 is 4 around stability. We have a lot of like 9, 10 spirit as well. And these 6's energy, because this is going back to 10, this is 11, and we're back to 3. So with this great big energy around the wheel, what it's saying is that you couldn't have pictured. I feel like money is coming, or some sort of resources, or some sort of something that is really allowing this generosity of spirit to really flow, allowing you to sing again if you've been struggling during a time of difficulty. I feel like all is coming in with the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune right here in the middle of the deck, changing the fortune and how it's been, and being able to move into a much more abundant, stable, and happy time for you as we move ahead in 2026. So thank you so much for joining me here in the channel. If you have any questions, please Leave me a comment if you'd love to see a reading around anything in particular. Please just drop a line and say, wow, I'd love to see a reading strictly around money, or strictly around relationships, or family, or children, or education, or anything like that. Anything is welcome. So thank you so much for being here. Until tomorrow, have an amazing day. Bye now.